Alright, so I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I went from one abusive environment to another. I went to Virginia to save a friend's life so she wouldn't kill herself. When I was in Boulder after I hurt my back, I didn't have any friends anymore. I couldn't travel to see anybody or, laughter, the best medicine. So, when I went to rescue Natalie, I was at Aunt B's house. Uncle D was being a dick, as always. She called me up and she told me if I didn't show up, she was going to kill herself. So I went. I lost everybody that I care about over this panic attack. And none of them even tried to understand. My homeless friends, a lot of them, they still care. They're still in Boulder, but I don't get to see them. After I left Virginia, I just wanted to be left alone, but their rumors destroyed my life. Made it so I couldn't see my friends, family, or loved ones. And the longer it went, the more people told more outlandish rumors. And the more hell I went through, the more I had to trust people I knew not to be trustworthy. My dad, after 22 years of being a piece of shit, 22 years of not being a part of my life, when Natalie was killed, my mom talked to Detective Peterson. And Detective Peterson told her they knew I didn't kill Natalie, but they wouldn't release that in the press report. And so I had to deal with all sorts of people after being painted on the news as some sort of terrible person. I just wanted to be left alone, And I begged these people to stop. I begged the cops for help. I begged everybody I could help. Please get these people to stop so I can see my loved ones. Many of the people that I asked for help were loved ones. They didn't understand the whole texting thing. Just weeks and weeks and weeks of them texting, not understanding that every time that they text something that is a bad assumption, that it hurts me because I need their help, and they're assuming and they're not listening. They're not even trying. And their excuse is always that they have other things going on. They just looked away. And that's the point about not having family. My mom could have come forward to the public. My dad could have come forward to the public. They didn't even try. They made zero attempt to have any emotional response at all to what I was going through. Just cold. That's the world that I live in. It's cold. I hurt physically. I hurt emotionally. And all these people telling me that they did it all by themselves get to see familiar people every single day. They type those pretty words at me like those pretty words are going to fix it. And they'll do something eventually. After 2 years of this shit, I just need it to stop. I'm suicidal every moment of every day. I want my life to end. Because I can't see my loved ones. And that's why I speak out. You guys who get to see your loved ones, I envy you. I went to Virginia because a young woman on heroin needed me. I knew when I left Virginia, when Maddie Boa did the things that she did, I knew this panic attack was going to scare everyone away because they don't try to understand. They never try to understand. It's always more important what they have to say. It's always more important for them to believe that their pretty words are the reason that they're not as desperate or sad as I am. Like, it'd be nice to go see JoJo. But her other friends are more important than me. They call me psycho and call me crazy, and she wants to hang out with them and be friends with them, so I'm not important. Derek Parrish is Joanna Taylor or JoJo's boyfriend. I begged him for help too. He just doesn't answer his phone. Please, I just need Natalie and Alycia and Madi to be honest, so I can go back and see my friends before these rumors get out of control. Just one little rumor, that's all it took. Ken and Leah stole all my money, and they used Natalie's death to get away with it, and I have not been able to financially take care of myself since then. I worked hard to get disability. Aunt B helped me to get that, and Tamara helped me to get that, and Nicole Peralta helped me to get that. I have crippling panic attacks. They shut me down. Being stuck out here, being harassed by police. The ones here in Wyoming aren't harming me, but still, it's homelessness. It's the homeless life. People are always paranoid of you because you look a certain way or smell a certain way, or they're just offended by homelessness because of the way that everything is one-sided now. It's all about ratings. Every day I try to think of a way to kill myself without leaving a mess for someone else to clean up. All I wanted was an honest day in court for Natalie, Alycia, and Madi to come forward and be honest. To call somebody a rapist, to call them a child molester when they didn't do it. Please, God, make it stop. If there was a God, this never would have happened. People want to assume that they know better. They want to know better than the person that's living it. This is horrible. This is worse than growing up in institutions and group homes and foster homes. This is worse than being abandoned by my mom and dad. This is worse than all of that. For people to wish for these bad things to happen to me. When people did terrible things to me, I wished for those things to happen to them. After a whole year of this, of people not understanding, going out of their way not to understand, and then I give them a small taste of what I've been through, and they fucking flip their wig. The difference is they have people in person. They just assume that they're right and I'm wrong. And then when I give them a tiny taste of what I'm going through, they flip shit after telling me I'm not allowed. Miss Jerry did this. Lana did this. The Bollingers did everything that they could to turn a blind eye to the terrible things that were happening to me. Instead of asking people to stop, they egged it on. In the name of Jesus, how many times did they say in the name of Jesus? How many times? Hundreds of times they incited the name of Jesus. The devil does his best work through the words of the Bible. I truly believe that. These people wanted to absolve themselves of their own sins in the name of Jesus. That's why I read the Bible. To try to figure out how these people take that from the Bible. How could they possibly take that from such a wonderful book? And then it occurs to me that they've never read it. On my YouTube here, Nicole Knudsen, that's Todd Rust's stepdaughter. She says he only is a Christian when it suits him. And that's true. And Jamie being a player, she verifies that too. How Todd, even in his great masquerade of Jesus, he's not infallible. Jesus got lucky. He didn't have to endure this. He got to die. He had Judas. I have no Judas. The officers in Chapel, Nebraska, when I was trying to kill myself at Chapel Lake, Officer Cody Selhorst saw me. He knew I was trying to kill myself. He drove to the other side of the lake to watch. I used the wrong kind of helium, though. I used balloon helium. It's 20% air. And it was a hot day, and I held the nozzle sideways and on with electrical tape. And when it got hot, the electrical tape loosened up, and I didn't die. My dad, I had hoped that after 20 years, maybe he had changed. But he hadn't. There's a reason these people stuck up for me. It's because they knew me. There's a reason they turned away. It's because they don't want to admit that they did me wrong. Like Candace, Miss Jerry, my dad. Lana, Amanda, Miss Shelley, Jennifer Farina Bollinger, Shannon Alvarado, Dan Fabert, Todd Rust, Jamie Curtis, the Boulder Police Department. They all ganged up on me. Each one of them in individual groups for their own individual reasons. They showed that family sticks up for family, even when family is wrong. The Bollingers They all know that Ted's a child molester. Alycia, she already knows that Ted's a child molester. She knows what Ted did to her sister. Rose, please make it stop. Rose, please, I'm begging you, make it stop. Rose, please. If there is any Jesus in you, please, make it stop. Make it stop so I can see my loved ones. I didn't make these people addicts, I tried to help them. But they all had their own selfish wants. I needed the pain to stop. I needed them to leave me alone. I needed to see my family. My dad isn't family. My mom's not family. They never have been. JoJo's family. Tinkerbell is family. Peaches is family. Aunt B is family. Miss Jerry is family. I miss my family so much. They didn't want to understand panic attacks. They wanted to punish me for having them. Rose, your daughter was different. She was so good to me, you have no idea. She was the most wonderful person I ever met. She understood. She was good to me when nobody else was, when everybody else was just words. When everybody else was just words. I had Natalie Bollinger, and I had Madi Boa. They saved me. Please, if there is any Jesus in you, please help make it stop.